Okay, so this is the second video of my sustainable coin maze project. Um, and just to make sure we know where we're going here, I've already got here a template in Textsoft Design, which I'm going to be working on in this video tutorial. Check out video A if you want to see how I did that. Here's the prototype I initially made, and I did a demonstration of that in video A as well. And then I just want to briefly talk about where I'm going with these designs. So I've talked about my thinking behind this design strategy. Basically, this was the first design I came up with. This is actually a 3-layer design. And to make it even more sustainable, I'm going to try and take it down just to a 2-layer, or in this particular case, level 1, level 2. I just think it's going to be, well, this actually ends up being quite tricky to complete, probably because I'm not very good at it. But if I can just highlight an example, this is a particularly problematic area right here, because you get your coin to this point and then you need to get your coin down into here. So you have to sort of tip it back and roll it down, but then the chances are it's going to roll to here. But then you've got to somehow get the coin somewhere to this point and then kind of roll it into this slot. That's a real nightmare. And I find as if it's challenging, but I just want this to be kind of fun at this initial point, and perhaps I can make some more tricky ones later on. But that just ended up being a bit frustrating. So and as I say, I want to just go with 2 layers. So I made this design first here. And you can see here that this basically is going to be the in point, or the start point. Okay, I'm going to work my way around here. This then goes to level 2, work my way around here. This goes back to level 1, and then here I've got the end. I've actually got very little space on here to actually annotate, so I feel as if I should have spaced these designs out a little bit more perhaps. Having done this design here, I didn't like the fact that it was not using all the space, and it's also just a linear run as well. So that was my level 2A, and I thought, well, can I do an alternative level 2? So I call this level 2B, and here I've tried to make it so there's some dead end paths, but there's also a route down here. But I've tried to make it as well so I avoid tricky situations like this. So even if you get stuck in here, yeah, you can run down there, and then kind of just roll it back down this slot again. So there's always seems to be like an easy route to escape from this. And then once we get to this point here, it then comes back to level 1. So effectively, you'd have to turn the whole thing over at that point to then run the coin back. And then rather than this one, the end being on the back, the end basically is going to be on the same front layer, which I think is quite nice as well. Because then, as you're moving it, basically, the coin magically appears on this front face. Just while I'm talking about this, I didn't like the fact that this seemed to be like a mirror image of a design. And so I started another development here, which has a far more complicated initial run here, coming through to this point here. This kind of like 3x2 grid point, 1, 2, 3x2, and then this would then work its way around this maze on level 2, and then I would imagine again I'd probably have this as the exit point. So I'd want to have that as the way there from level 2 back to level 1. So there's the start, there's the end, that goes to level 2, and this comes back to level 1. I mean, again, I need to annotate that up, but hopefully that explains it, and I can then work my maze into this. Okay, good. So that is effectively that, and that is what I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to start with this one right here, which is going to be level 1. Okay, so bearing that in mind, I can see it, you won't be able to, but I'm going to come back to Textsoft Design here, and we're going to map this out. So the first thing I want to do here is keep this template clean. Now I can also see as well that it's slightly away from the edge of the drawing area. So I was mentioning earlier how this is sustainable, because I've made it this size because I can fit multiple onto a sheet of A3 card. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just move that down into this bottom left-hand corner like that. I've actually left a 5mm space here because I know on our laser cutter here, this left edge is slightly misaligned. So I always give a little bit more of an edge there. Let's copy this and paste this. I've still got step lock turned on here. Oh, whoops, I did not want to do that. And I'm going to click on the middle square there and bring it up. And you'll notice how that just beautifully fits in like that. Absolutely fantastic. And my thinking here is, let's copy that again. My thinking here is that if I can do, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to have that pushed to the side. That's going to be my backup. And then these two are going to be what I build my design on. So I'm going to have this as level, let's have this as level 1 down here. And then up there, I'm going to have level 2. It's like buildings, floors in a building. Okay, so let's have a see. The way I'm going to be making this maze layout is effectively, I'm going to be drawing in these lines. I'm going to keep the circles in place. I'm going to be drawing in these lines. And then what I want to do is keep these circles only where I'm moving from one level to another or where the start or end point of the maze is. You'll hopefully see how this evolves. Let's zoom in a little bit more here with the wheel mouse. Is that good? That looks nice. Okay, and in the line tool, if I hold the mouse button down, there's a tool here that joins the tangent between two arcs or circles, and this is the one I want. So if I click here on this left edge, click, and I want to come down and click here, it's going to draw in that line. Now again, here I'm looking, maybe what I need to do here, how about this? Maybe if I pull this to the side like that, and I pull this into here, and then just show it like this. Now it's a shame, can I lift this up a little bit? Let's just get this. Let's just use this speaker here. There you go. That looks nice. Let's do, no, that's the wrong thing. I don't want that. I want the design, don't I? But there you go. I'm going to put the design on there like that. There. Now we're talking. Okay, so that has been this line here. So now I'm going to continue going. I want to extend this along, and I can see this is going to come along 1, 2, 3 circles. Now, this is where I think having in these crosses would make my life so much easier. As I said before, I didn't do it at the beginning, and I think that's going to help greatly because now I can see here I want to go across 1, 2, 3 circles. Oh yes, like there, 1, 2, 3 to there. Okay, now let's fill this in. That's going to come down to there. This is going to come all the way across to there. And then this is now going to come down, cross, up, along. That comes across to there. That goes down to there. That goes along to there. So, oh, and I'm missing a line right there. Okay, so that's basically the path done. What I'm now going to do, as I say, is I'm going to delete the parts that I don't want. So let's come to delete any. Let's go to delete part. I want to keep this circle. However, here, this I want to get rid of using the delete part tool. And this, and so on and so forth. And hopefully I won't make any mistakes. And this is a lot of fun. There, and that's where I'm going to stop. So I'm now going to keep this entry circle here, and this move to level 2 circle I'm going to keep. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video now, and I'm going to do the bottom of this, which of course is going to be a mirror of the top. Okay, and just one more line to go, which is going to be that one right there. I think, oh, yes, that looks good. And then I can come to the delete. Oh, no, I missed a line, didn't I? You've got to make sure you check everything here, especially before you start to delete any. Let's have a see. And basically, yeah, I need to keep that. That's the end. So now I need to trim this back like so, working my way through, click by click, and that is, oh, and there's something happened just there. What is going on there, folks? I think that was a mistake on my part. So there you go. That looks like it's correct. Visual inspection says yes. Okay, so let's just come up now, and I'm going to work on this one. Now, this is actually level 2, and when I folded my paper in half here, rather stupidly, the fold was right on the edge. But again, I'm just going to try to draw this out now. Again, I'm using this special tool here that joins the tangent of two arcs or circles. So it does that. This runs down here, and having these crosses really, really does help at this point, I find. Okay, that comes into there. That's going to go all the way along to there. Yes, it is. That comes to there. That goes up to there. Okay, I'm thinking again, what I'm going to do here is probably pause at one point just to sort of speed up the proceedings a little bit here, and then you can carry on. So I will carry on. Let's pause there and we'll see where I am in 2 minutes. Okay, so I think that's correct. Let's now start to delete the lines and arcs that I don't want. I've got to make sure that I don't delete that circle there, because that's where we come into level 2. So I've really got to keep an eye on everything that I click on. I don't want that. Oh, something's just gone wrong there. What's gone on? I did want that. Yeah. So lucky I was able to undo that there. This comes back here. Yes. Good. There. This comes up. Nice. And so on and so forth. Okay, so I think that I've been able to recreate that maze layout. And if I just zoom out a little bit here in TextSoft Design, so I can see both side by side, and perhaps just make sure that I can see here my design side by side. Yeah, hopefully I can see there that level 1 here matches level 1, and level 2 here matches level 2 design B, which I prefer to level 2 design A. But as I say, I'm still not convinced by the symmetry of this, and there's opportunities for me to do many more designs here, which I feel as if I'm happy with level 2, but level 1 I could do much better. I'm much preferring this idea of how this other design is progressing, and that's where I'd want to go right now. Anyway, at the moment we're just looking at the process.